The Japanese cherry blossom is an iconic symbol of Washington, D.C. However, it faces various threats from climate change. Patrick Gonzalez discusses how climate change is affecting the treasured, culturally significant Japanese cherry trees, the native plants, and animals in the natural environment. How does the increase in temperature affect trees?
With more carbon pollution and continued heating under human-caused climate change, the cherry trees could bloom up to a month earlier by the end of the century. The Yoshino cherry, the most common flowering cherry around the national capital parks, has bloomed on average a week earlier since 1970.
Climate change also affects the animals that rely on flowering plants like the cherry trees for food and nectar from their flowers. Early spring blooming means nectar is available before pollinators are active. How does climate change affect pollinators?
Scientific research shows that human-caused climate change has decreased bumblebee species richness up to 1/3 across the United States and Europe. Other research shows that continued climate change threatens the survival of the monarch butterfly by narrowing its habitat in winter in Mexico.
In addition to reducing the different kinds of pollinators and the number of pollinators, climate change leads to flooding in Washington, D.C. The city is located in the tidal area of the Potomac River and is affected by rising sea levels.
Human-caused climate change raises sea level for two reasons. First, it melts glaciers and other ice on land, and the water pours into the ocean. Second, water expands when it warms. With continued climate change from carbon pollution, from cars, power plants, and deforestation, climate change could raise sea level 80 centimeters, or about this high, by 2100.
There are a number of simple changes you can make in your life to reduce human caused climate change at home.
So another way that you can take action on climate change is by tending a garden at home or in your school. That's because trucking vegetables and other food from faraway places generates a lot of carbon pollution in the trucks and other transportation. In addition, by planting a garden at your school or next to your home, you also create habitat for bees, butterflies, and other pollinators, which are threatened by pesticide use and human-caused climate change. You can take action on climate change by walking, biking, or taking public transit, the bus or the subway. By doing that, you can cut your carbon emissions from transportation up to 99% and help save our national parks.